then we'll open up to our questions. So, so Ibrahim, I'll introduce you now if you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Excellent, just checking. Nice to see you. Now, so Ibrahim Syed Fawzi is a teaching assistant at Fayoum University in the Faculty of Arts, Department of English, Egypt. And his paper today is on preserving the environment as a way to self-realization in the Eastern and Western thoughts, an eco-critical reading of two classic survival narratives. Over to you.
Okay. Can you see my screen? And can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we see and we hear.
Okay. The aim of this presentation is to investigate the relationship between man and the surrounding environment, and how this relation leaves its impact on man's attitude towards basic issues such as self, other, the purpose of life, and what constitutes right or wrong, and finally supersede all of this to the realm of the abstract, where human being gains knowledge of the absolute by assessing Ibn Tufayl al-Andalusi's Hayy ibn Yaqzan and Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe, not as self-contained texts, but as cultural products that have not dropped from nowhere. As for Ibn Tufayl al-Andalusi's Hayy ibn Yaqzan, Yaqzan's attitude towards the environment is admirable and in line with Islamic teachings. The Prophet Muhammad says, should the day of judgment strike while you are planting a tree, just carry on. And let me say it in Arabic. إذا قامت الساعة وفي يد أحدكم فسيلة فليغرسها. Total immersion in the physical environment leads Hayy to the concept of the unity of the universe. He realizes that all bodies, whether animate or inanimate, are one thing. Accordingly, he believes that all things are endowed with valuable life that should be respected. This could be the reason why Hayy not only respects all forms of life, but also thinks of everything as endowed with valuable life, since he sees the whole universe as one great being. Through careful observation and employment of reason, Hayy defines himself worlds of animals, plants, things, nature of heavens, and God Almighty. He harmoniously connects with them and classifies himself amongst them. So Hayy is a strict preserver of the physical environment, while Crusoe is a prodigious consumer. As for rocks and mountains, Hayy has great respect for them. He believes them to be endowed with a rich spiritual force, together with the ability to transmit this force to whoever lives there. It's remarkable that prophets usually received God's revelation while secluded in caves and mountains. The issue of Hayy's existence is itself an evidence of man's innate love for earth. In one version, Hayy is said to have been born from Mother Earth with no father. In another, he's said to have just grown on a tree like a plant. Thus, Hayy is connected to both the world of the inanimate and the world of plants. To complete the solid bond, he should also be connected to the world of animals, which is soon achieved when he is adopted by a gazelle that had just lost her young one. At first sight, Hayy ibn Yaqzan could be considered a description of the philosophical journey of its hero, but soon it presents the reader with a manual for preserving the environment. As for the world of the inanimate, Hayy believes that it should not be polluted or violated. If man ever interferes, it should only be to remove obstacles or filth. For example, hindering the natural flow of a stream. Man should rather be a guard, not a consumer of the environment. Hayy takes care never to exhaust the environment. He reaches the conclusion that everything is God's doing, and to unnecessarily destroy it is to undo what God did. He eats only what keeps him alive, and even this is done according to rules. He should limit himself to eating ripe fruits which are ready to produce more of their kind and would otherwise full of trees and rotten, and then he should make sure to dispose of the seeds where they can grow. He should also vary his food in a way that does not expose any particular species to extinction. He makes it his duty to God to help everything reach its full potential. And to move to Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe, we find that Crusoe, on the other hand, is a prodigious consumer of the environment. Only his bad fortune throws him on the island to be alone with nature. He falls in a frenzy of accumulating and preserving food that sometimes goes bad. Crusoe kills animals and cuts trees down for no real necessity. He particularly launches a racial cleansing campaign against cats when he finds that he has enough of them by shooting them or drowning their young ones. Crusoe deems the environment an enemy, and the environment an intelligent, sensitive being responds accordingly. He resorts to a cave seeking warmth and protection. And warmth and protection are all that the cave offers. The cave denies Crusoe the spiritual pleasure he offers the high. So the two classic novels present two different attitudes towards the environment. The first views it as an intelligent being, human beings equal and friend. It's also man's vehicle to self-knowledge and self-realization. It endows man with spiritual energy to be united with the ultimate reality. This view dictates that man should limit his interference in the environment to a minimum. According to this view, it's man who should comply to the environment and not vice versa. The other side believes that to preserve his life and for his own good, man has to mold the environment to suit his purposes. It is the environment that should comply to man, not vice versa. Finally, I find myself, and I think so do you, rather inclined to accept the first view, which elevates human beings to spiritual and philosophical heights that endow them with the ability to consider sophisticated truths about themselves, life, and the universe. Thank you so much.